All right, so this is our text imported thanks to InDesign's text thread option. We've got our text from our chosen article. Now we need to start styling it. We're going to run some type trials. What that's going to allow us to do is kind of find the sweet spot of the particular typeface, the type size, the measure, and the leading, as we discussed in class. So I want to change the typeface for this. And my guess is that you would naturally come in here, maybe select all the text, which is of course challenging. You have to drag all the way down here. The first thing we can do is put our cursor in here to make it a little easier on ourselves. And we can select all. You can also use the shortcut Command A, and I highly recommend you do. All the text is selected. Now we could come up here and we could select, we'll say Allegria, and that would work, and that is fine. However, there's a better way to do that I want to show you right now. We're going to undo that real quick. We're going to come over here to something called paragraph styles. As I explained in class, paragraph styles are very powerful in that they allow you to change things dynamically, and anything you have assigned a particular paragraph style will automatically change, right? So you don't have to go through the process of clicking Command A for select all and then changing the individual facets. You just simply come over here and change the paragraph style, and anything you've assigned that paragraph style will change in kind. So we're going to click Create New Style down here. Now, I should back up a bit. If your workspace doesn't show paragraph styles, you can always view any of these by going to Window, Styles in this case, and then Paragraph Styles. But it should already be in your typography window. If it's not, that's how you access it though. So you can see when we hit the Create New Style popped up here, we're going to click on this, or rather double click, and it will pull up a dialog box. We're going to give this a name. We'll call it Body Copy. And then in the in the data pane over here, you can select quite a few facets of this particular paragraph style. These are going to come in handy soon, but for now what we're really concerned with is judging a particular typeface, which we can change here. Maybe we'll say Arno Pro. I'm going to select that. You can select the weight or the particular feature of the typeface, italic being one. We could select the weight of bold, etc., etc. I'm just going to leave it in regular, of course, because that's what we're going to be shooting for, that prototypical weight for the body copy. And then we'll change the size. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but if you're totally unfamiliar with the typeface, a good place to start is 10/12. Sometimes 9 is a good place to start, depending on the X height, sometimes 10, sometimes 11, but this will give you a kind of a baseline average. So we're going to click OK. We now have a body copy here as a paragraph style. However, if we double click in here, you'll notice that this is the style is normal. This little icon over here means this is a style that was inherited from the Word document that our original text file was in. We want to apply our style to it. So what we're going to do is put our cursor in here. Initially, we're going to click Command A for select all, and then we're going to hold down the Option key and select our preferred paragraph style, in this case body copy. And you will see that now everything is set in Arno Pro. Now, if we were to come back to this body copy and say, maybe Arno Pro is not working for us, let's try Allegria. And we click OK. Everything will now switch to Allegria. Maybe we like Allegria, but we don't like it at 10 point. We want it at 9/12. We'll click OK. It's now 9/12. All we have to do is come back to this body copy style and it will change it throughout the whole document. One thing I do want to address is that when you're changing the type style and the facets of that typeface, you may end up with a bunch of empty pages. There's two ways you can handle this. You can handle this in a more manual way by selecting these pages and then simply deleting them. It'll give you a little warning that you're going to be deleting certain objects. That's okay. So you can handle it manually, but that can be a pain if you're having to do it several times over the course of a single document. There's a way to handle it more dynamically, and to do that you have to go up to InDesign, Preferences, and then hit General. That'll pull up the dialog box. However, there's a shortcut command. It's Command K. Don't ask me what the relationship between Preferences and K is, but that gets you to the same spot. We're going to go to Type, and then down here there's a little checkbox called Delete Empty Pages. We're going to select that and click OK. Now, henceforth, when we change this and it generates empty pages, we'll say that we want to do this in Century Gothic. Now, when we come over to pages, it's automatically deleted those for us, right? So it's always adjusting the number of pages, no more, no less, so that when you go to print the document, you don't accidentally print out 8 extra pages, 12 extra pages, and in some cases on a book of 300 pages of type, it might be an extra 100 pages. Of course, most times your printer would catch this, but it's a nice file maintenance option to kind of enable. One thing I will say about this is that when you try and add an extra blank page, it will add it momentarily. Say at the end of the document, we click this. If we don't add something to those, and we go to change the type again, back to Arno Pro for instance, it will automatically delete those at some point. So be aware that those are on and need to be managed appropriately. That's it. Hope that helped.